Hey guys, I got up this morning and decided I'd send you a quickie. Now I might get carried away because there's a lot of funny things to talk about with this particular gun. But I really didn't want to get typecast. People say all you ever do is Walthers and Lugers. And so this week I'm going to really try to show you non-Walthers and Lugers, and I think we'll both learn something together. Although I did get a couple really rare PPKs this week, so I'm going to have to show you at least some. I've always said before that you never know what's going to walk in the door, and this came in this week. Now this is a Sturm Ruger, and that is an American company. It sounds German, doesn't it, Sturm Ruger? But again, two guys, Sturm and Ruger, started the company in Connecticut. There's a lot of gun companies up in Connecticut, Hartford, Connecticut in particular. And they started the company right after the war. Actually, it was January of '49, specializing in .22 caliber pistols, and most of you know Ruger pistols and actually rifles. I had a little Ruger 10-shot rotary clip when I was younger, and one of my favorite little rifles to shoot. This, however, it stepped it up a notch because they decided to get into the big boy market. They were selling guns commercially, and of course when it comes to, this is a .357 Magnum. I just did a video about the registered Magnum, the Smith & Wesson registered Magnum, along with the Model 27. So the big boys were making .357s, and that was Colt and Smith & Wesson. And Sturm and Ruger decided, hey, we want to take a bite of the apple, and so they made this .357 Magnum. They sold it commercially, but also sold to security services and police officers. So let's take a look at this Ruger. Now this one happens to be a little bit rare because of who it was issued to. You guys all know of NCIS, one of the most popular shows on television. This is the logo on the box, and most commonly now they just call it the Ruger. Not Luger, but Ruger. We have the serial number on the box handwritten, which is not ideal for most people. They say, I don't like that handwritten because anybody could do it, but you can see here that the box within the box is actually dated 1995. That's when this was made. Most of these were made in the 90s and issued to the Naval Investigative Service. So back then they didn't call it NCIS, but they called it NIS. When I tried to do a search on this, there's very few of them made, probably only a few hundred. And again, issued to the NIS Investigative Service, Naval Investigative Service. One listing called it Naval Intelligence Service, but that's not right. It's Naval Investigative Service. And if you watch NCIS, you know exactly what the agents do. Well, here's the grand unveiling. Check this out. It comes with the manual, and this is the Security 6, also the Speed 6. Security, this was basically made for security services and police departments. That was the intended target. And so that's the manual. And inside, we have the gun itself. Now, pull that out. Right away, you would want to know a little bit about the finish. This is actually stainless steel, and therefore no finish. And, well, let's take a closer look at the gun. Not a whole lot to talk about with this gun other than it's a beautiful gun in excellent condition. You can see how pretty the stainless steel is, and I know it holds up well. You do see the company name here, Sturm Ruger. You also see NIS, again, Navy Investigative Service. These are original grips. However, the box did have these grips in it. These are probably a little more comfortable, and you probably get a tighter hold on it, especially if your hands are sweaty. But I don't like the look of those, so we'll just toss those aside over there, but it did come with that. Serial number is on the bottom, which is different than, so the Smith & Wesson and Colts that I've seen, when you open up the chamber, the serial number will be inside. But let me show you this, because when I go to open this, I kept pushing this forward, because that's what I'm used to. On this design, it's a push button. You push it down, and then that pops open. There's no serial number inside here, which is what I'm used to. This is actually under here. So that design, it just takes a little getting used to, but certainly nothing wrong with it. It's double action. And I would say it's actually very smooth, very comparable to the Smith & Wesson Not quite as good as the Python, but it's a very smooth action, both single and double action, very smooth. So it's a quality gun. It has a dull top surface. Again, we've talked about you don't want a shiny surface because of sunlight hitting it. And my guess, this would be a luminous front sight. Just the way it's made, I have a feeling that might be illuminated as a night sight. And on the other side, you do see the US. So it is NIS marked on the left-hand side and US marked here. And it does come in 357 Magnum. Not much else to say about the gun other than how it came here. It originally sold down in the Washington, D.C. area, and the story is told that it was brought in and sold by an NIS agent. Now, if that's a true story, then they must have been allowed to buy their service arm when they upgraded. And if you watch the show, they upgraded, I think most of them carry like a SIG, semi-automatic, with a much larger magazine capacity. So they did upgrade, and it would make sense that they would allow the agents to buy their service revolver, and this guy evidently cashed in on it. And because it's so rare, it is very collectible and very desirable due to the NIS marking. Here's the inside of the box, and by the way, this model reminds me a lot of the decommissioned U.S. Marine Corps SIGs that have been hitting the market. And they have really increased a lot in value as people have become aware of them. They are a lot, I see a lot more of those than you do of these. It does have patches, Naval Investigative Service, special agents. So you see those patches come with it. And also this challenge coin. Now I want to say a little bit about the challenge coin. I said it would be a quickie, but there's a lot to say about these challenge coins. I've been aware of the challenge coin just because I have friends who are in the military. And evidently it's really hard to get out of the pouch. The first test is being able to get it out of the pouch. But this is the challenge coin, and it says Naval Criminal Investigative Service. So challenge coin comes with it. Instead of NIS, it has NCIS. And this could be original and could have come with the gun, but also what I found in looking into these, they're available all over the internet. Unfortunately, what started out as a very proud military custom of trading challenge coins and using challenge coins for unit morale has really turned into a cottage industry like baseball cards, so that you can go online and buy almost anything. Which I assume are knockoffs of the real thing. In fact, I'm thinking maybe I'll get challenge coins for Legacy Collectibles and make them available to my customers. Basically, every unit would issue their own challenge coin, and the commanding officer would be the one who would give it out to the guys in the unit. Let me talk a little bit about the history of this. I have to laugh because I'm treading on dangerous ground. I don't know what I'm talking about. I wasn't in the military, and those of you who were, please don't write me nasty emails telling me how stupid I am. Help me out. Tell me a little bit about your unit, how you use the challenge coin, but the history of it, at least from the internet, indicates that they used challenge coins, or they used the term, all the way back to the Roman Empire. And basically, if somebody had a heroic action, his squad would all take them to the bar, and they'd all put money on the table and buy drinks for the whole group. Now that's just a loose interpretation, but where the name challenge coin actually originated, and again, I could be wrong, you can tell me what your unit history is, but in World War I, there was a pilot who was shot down over the German lines. He had no identification with him other than he had a challenge coin. Now the challenge coin, the unit commander gave each one of his flight crew a challenge coin, and he took his and he put it in a little leather pouch and kept it around his neck as a good luck charm. So he is shot down in Germany, and during a bombardment in the middle of the night, he manages to escape and make his way back to France, or at least to the French lines. At that time, the French were having a lot of saboteurs and infiltrators coming in, and they didn't know who this guy was, and he didn't have any form of identification. So as the story goes, they took him out, put him against the wall, and they were about to execute him when he pulled out his challenge coin, and the commanding officer recognized the unit marking and the insignia. And so instead of executing him, They took them to a bar and bought them drinks. So the one thing I know about the challenge coin is it is a way of showing unit morale, boosting unit morale, but it also involves drinking. That much I know. So let's do our own challenge. I would love for you guys, if you have your challenge coin, you work in the military, thank you for your service. Love you guys. If you have a challenge coin and you take a picture and send us that coin, we will get the highest ranking person, whoever gets us the highest ranking person. Again, this has to be real. You can't buy a fake off of eBay. You got to show me a real challenge coin, the highest ranking person. We will find a way to buy you a drink. So send them in. Now, every unit, the truth is that every unit has their own custom for how they use the challenge coin, but generally, it's not to go in and challenge somebody in terms of, I'm better than you, but it's more about, your unit goes out, and if somebody pulls out a challenge coin, I know there's a tradition where you throw it on the floor, or you throw it on the bar, or you tap it on the bar, whatever you do. Whoever doesn't have access to their challenge coin within a certain amount of time, he's the loser and buys everybody a drink. Now, there's probably other ways it happens, but that's the essence of the challenge coin. So again, thank you for your service. Make sure you send us pictures of your challenge coin, and whoever has the highest rank, we will find a way to get you a drink. And I think we'll make some legacy challenge coins because you can buy them online. Hey, thanks for watching. As I already mentioned, I have several videos that I want to do this week, so I'm going to try to pop them out one a day. So make sure you like and subscribe to our channel and get ready to see something other than Walthers and Lugers.